So we have finally made it to the point where the regular season is now over. And first of all, if you're wondering why there's a blur in the bottom right of the corner of the screen, look, I don't know if any of you guys have asked for a face cam, but if this was your dying wish, well, your wish has just been granted. Anyways, my most popular video on my channel is actually my prediction video, which I made around April of last year. Of course, before this season happened, of course, before the Super Bowl 55 season, in which we concluded with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning the Super Bowl, and, you know, we already know what happened. So I was thinking it'd be a pretty good idea if I just take a look back at my predictions, you know, see what I got right, see what I got wrong, and just kind of judge myself as I go on this video. I'm not going to spend too long on each team. I'll probably spend a minute or less in each team. I want to go through every team, and the reason why is because I'm going to judge myself on my predictions in each team. So every team I'm going to put into a category, and there's going to be 4 different categories. There's going to be a bullseye, a good, meh, and bad. Now I'm reading this off my phone. A bullseye would be getting the team prediction right in the money. You know, it's correct. There's nothing wrong with it. A good would be 1 to 2 games off. Meh would be 3 to 4 games off, and then bad would be 4+ games off. So I'm just going to see how good I do, and at the end I'm going to add them all together and see how well I did and how off I was. One more thing I have to do before we start is I have to get a shout out to someone named Ryan Blanche, and the reason why is because on this prediction video, he actually, when this prediction video first came out, he said this comment right here: here's the records, and by season's end, I'm going to calculate what you had right and wrong. So what he did is he typed out all of the records I predicted, and then what he did is he came back after my predictions were over and just kind of did what I'm doing here. He literally just, he did all the work for me. So Ryan Blanche gets a shout out for this because of how dedicated he was for just predicting and going off my predictions. That was kind of cool for him. You can go back to the old video to see his comment. I'm just going to show you his name and hear what he said originally 7 months ago, and he edited his comment too just to add the new predictions and once they were official after it. So that's kind of cool. Thank you, Ryan Blanche, for that, and let's get on to our predictions now. Alright, so with that being said, let's get to my predictions. All of this is subjected to change. So okay. With that being said, let's go and jump right into the AFC North is where we'll start. Now right here it's going to be like a little glitch for the voice. I don't know why I did this, but it just happened. Let's go. So starting with the bottom of the AFC North, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. Now the Bengals, I have a few things to say about them. Number one, they had a really good draft. Okay, yeah, they did. The second thing I have to say about them is that that's not going to do much for them. They're already a bad team. You can go draft Joe Burrow. It's not going to do much for the Bengals. I think it's going to take time for this team to develop. Yeah, and that's pretty spot on, actually. I mean, I'm pretty sure they did go, like, if I pause this quick, I'm pretty sure they did go like 3-13, or it was like 4-11-1. I'm pretty sure this is a meh prediction, but you know, of course, they drafted Joe Burrow. They had what they need. They just aren't a really good team yet. So that's a pretty good prediction. Let's go to the Browns. And yeah, with the Browns, I said they go 9-7, so I'm pretty sure that's a meh prediction. I think they went 11-5 or 10-6. And my reasoning for this, I'm not going to play it, but I did say Baker Mayfield has to be the difference this season. And well, he kind of was, but more specifically the run game. And I think I did emphasize, you know, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt in this video. So 9-7 for the Browns prediction. That's pretty good. So far the AFC North, I have, you know, 2 pretty decent predictions. Now let's get to the Steelers. The Steelers should be next, and yeah, they are. So let's see what I have to say. That just doesn't seem likely at all. So what I kept in mind for making this video is that the Steelers still went 8-8, even though they had Devin Hodges and Mason Rudolph. That's true. That was last season. Ben Roethlisberger back. They gotta be better, but I don't see them being that much better. I don't think they're gonna be like the next, you know, 13. Okay, so this is where it starts to get skeptical, because of course my first prediction, I made a prediction before this video, and I said the Steelers would go 6-10, and I regret that badly. I mean, I could play that if I want to, but I'm not gonna torture myself. And I just said they're gonna go 10-6, and that's actually pretty good. And my reasoning is saying because, well, I don't think they're a really good team. I just think they're getting Ben Roethlisberger back. They have to be good, you know. And you know, I feel like this is kind of like spot on, because this team, which this is a med prediction, because I'm pretty sure they went 12-4. They started 11-0. But I don't think they were ever playing like 11-0 team the entire season. No offense to Steelers fans. I just think that this is a more accurate representation of how they played this season. I think this is actually a pretty good prediction. And yeah, I expect them to be pretty good once making this video. And I'm going to say nothing about the Ravens. Once again, this is a prediction that's only 1 or 2 games off. The Ravens, I had them going 12-4. I'm pretty sure they went 11-5 or 10-6. This is a pretty good prediction. And I think there's something I have to say about the Ravens' future on this video. But that's AFC North, and I think I did pretty good. So let's move on to the next division. The Miami Dolphins at 5-11, 4th in AFC East. Oh my god, just shut up. This is where it's going to start getting bad. I already know. I already just saw the AFC East being bad. 5-11. Let's just hear what I have to say. And can be good. And I can see that. That's true. Better than this. But the reason why I have them here is I just don't see much from them. I don't think they really got much other than Tua. Tua's pretty good, but we don't know how good he's going to play in the NFL. I don't think adding Tua was enough. Now, I'm pretty sure they might have added some more that I don't remember, and that's fine. I think that could be good, but I don't think the more draft picks... See, I think my reasoning for this one was just really weak. This is a bad prediction, of course. I'm pretty sure they went 10-6, so this one's in the bad category. And I just think my reasoning was really weak for this. I didn't really know what to say about the Dolphins. I'm just going to skip this one. Let's just move on to the next one, which isn't much better, and that being the Jets. So let's see what I have to say. Team, I believe, is going to be so much better than that. I don't know why I put them at 3-13. Oh, okay, so I don't know if you heard that, but I was talking about my last prediction just a second ago in this, and my last prediction, I said the Jets would go 3-13, which was actually better than this most recent prediction I made. Anything else I have to say? I have the record right now. 6-10 is okay for a decent team, but they definitely are a better team. They're not decent. That's what. That's not true. I think, once again, not much change for them. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I don't think I just knew what... I had no clue what to say for the AFC East. So, the Dolphins and Jets, both bad predictions. You know, I just missed them. Or that one's probably a mad prediction. But next one is actually a pretty good one. And that's the Patriots. Tom Brady actually got injured when he was still playing with the Patriots. And they ended up going 11-5. That's true. That's pretty good. Now, the Patriots can do that good again. So my reasoning was basically that even if they don't have Tom Brady, this team should still be pretty good because it happened one year. I'm pretty sure Tom Brady got injured one year and they still made the playoffs, if I'm not wrong. I think that's my reasoning for this. And, you know, 7-9 without Tom Brady, I think that's pretty good. I think they went 8-8 or they might win 7-9. I don't know if this is a bullseye or not, but this is a really good prediction and I'm so happy about this one. And the next one after this, I'm even happier about because this one was just a great prediction and I'm not going to listen to my reasoning. Bills 12-4. I don't know who they lost to, but lost at Kansas City, Titans, Seattle, and Niners. This is a pretty good prediction, and so far we've done pretty good through two divisions of football. So let's just see what's next for us, and this one's really good. The Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm not going to spend my time listening to the reason because I don't really need to. I knew this team was going to be bad, and I actually predicted this team to get the #1 pick, and which they did, and I just saw them getting Trevor Lawrence. So, I got a win versus the Dolphins and Texans. I don't think that happened. Their only win this season came between the Colts in Week 1, which was really unexpected. And this is actually a good prediction because there's only one game off. But this was one of my good predictions that I just predicted this team to be bad. We already knew this team to be bad, but I just predicted them to be the worst team in the league. So, my next one is another really good one. I just remember this one. The Texans at 6-10, and this one's also a good prediction because it's only 2 games off. I'm not going to listen to my reasoning because, well, actually, I want to hear what I have to say. I don't really know if their division will allow it. That's going to be a key factor. Their division got better than them. They haven't really got anything. Matter of fact, they got worse. Deshaun Watson's good, but is it enough? Who knows? That's true, yeah. He lost DeAndre Hopkins. J.J. Watt's pretty good, but who knows? Will he get injured again? I don't know. The Texans are questionable, and I don't really see much from them because of this. It's hard to put them this good considering of all these factors I just listed. And yeah, that's pretty spot on too, so I'm happy with this one. How this one turned out is I just predicted this one, the Texans just to be lost, and this one's a good prediction, only 2 games off. And our next one, good. I mean, the Colts, 10-6. I think they went 11-5 or 10-6. Good prediction. I'm not going to say anything about it. I just saw Phillip Rivers being good, and then once again, if I go to the Titans, I said I'm going 11-5 winning the division, and I'm pretty sure they won the division, either 11-5 or 10-6. I don't know yet. I'll go back and add up all my bullseyes and goods and meds and bad predictions. But once again, I mean, so far so good. Other than the Dolphins and Jets being my 2 worst calls, I think so far I'm looking pretty good. All right, so we get to Las Vegas. But now I'm 6-10. Reason why? Once again, division. When I really speak division, okay. The AFC West is a tough division. I know every division. Well, I was thinking that, and I already know there's a really bad prediction in this one. But, I mean, I think they went 7-9 or they went 8-8, so this one's not bad. I'm pretty sure in the original prediction I had them going 10-6, so I think maybe that's a good thing that I changed it. Let's take a look at the next team, and I'm pretty sure this is a bullseye. I'm pretty 100% sure. I wanted this team to be good, but I also knew they wouldn't be. I'm not going to show my prediction. But this one was a good call by me. You know, just to have them at 7-9, Justin Herbert was enough for them to get 7 wins. But, of course, I do feel like they'll be better next year. This is a good prediction. This is the bullseye. This next one's a little ugly, and Just shut up. This one's horrible. What do I have to say? But is he even better than he was last year? That's the question. They have good offensive firepower. They added new receivers. I like what they did in the draft. They added big names. They wanted to get out there. They wanted to become a powerful team again, and I like that. That was smart for the Denver Broncos. And I think their defense is still good, led by veteran Von Miller. And I think you have these new men on the offense. I think you're looking for a pretty decent season. No, just shut up. That was horrible. Okay, so that's fair for the Chiefs. I have them at 11-5. They pretty sure they went 14-2, right? So this one's actually not really a good prediction, but I still predict them to be good. I just thought they would go into Super Bowl hangover, and that's it for the AFC West. So do we have any other AFC? Oh no, we're done the AFC. So we have our final predictions. Oh wait, I don't want to look at the lines quite yet. Yeah, so here we go. We take a look at this. This is my predictions, and looking at it just overall, I don't think I did too bad in the AFC. Of course, the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Broncos were the worst ones. But other than that, I mean, you can take a look at this. If you look at the real standings, I'm going to go back at the end of the video and go after this. But this was pretty good for the AFC. Now let's just see if I'm going to cringe in the NFC. So we start the Detroit Lions at 4-12 in the NFC North. What to say? Now this team, I don't think they gained much. You know, they try to make a lot out of their offseason, but they eventually just do nothing. You know, they just sign Patriot players, it seems like. They never really win draft, and it just never really seems like they're getting better these last few years. I think they're still... Yeah, that's true. I mean, they just never really get better. They never win the draft. 4-12, I'm pretty sure that's a good prediction. They were close. I'm pretty sure they did have a tie this year, so that screwed up just a little bit. But that's not a bad prediction for the Cardinals. Here we have a bullseye. I actually did not predict this team to make the playoffs, but the Chicago Bears, they actually did go 8-8. So what I have to say? Their offense is lacking a lot. It is, yes. Trubisky is the answer. I'm pretty sure I said that in the last one. He is not. Everybody knows that. But we already know their defense is pretty good. I mean, it's basically... Their offense, their defense cancels out. It's exactly like the Chargers and the Patriots. It's the exact same situation. Weak offense, good defense. It happens a lot to these teams. And really, they're just kind of stuck at 500 as well. You know, they had it last season. They'll get it this season. But I think I can see much more out of them. I just don't think the division will allow it. The two top teams in the division, which we'll get to right now. Yeah, that's a pretty good call. The Minnesota Vikings coming in second in NFC North. Now, the Minnesota Vikings... Alright, so before I listen to my Minnesota Vikings call, you know, this one's not bad. I just think the one thing that made the Vikings bad this year is they got off to a horrible start. They started the season 1-5, and if you look at my prediction, I had them get 3 wins in their first 4. I had them go 3-1. And matter of fact, in their first 6 games, I had them go 4-2. And their first 6 games, they actually went 1-5 in their lives. So what do I have to say about the Vikings? That's not what to say. Vikings... I was originally had them at like 7-9, not making the playoffs, and I kind of had to rethink that because the Minnesota Vikings... Well, actually, that was correct. I didn't have to rethink that one at all. Keep in mind, this was made before the draft, so I didn't really have much to go in before offseason even finished. So the Minnesota Vikings actually went in the draft, and they replaced Stephon Diggs with Jefferson, I believe. So really, they haven't got much... Yeah, that's good. That's true. They lost Xavier Rhodes, but he was kind of washed anyways. He hasn't done much. That's true. I think that's kind of funny because I'm pretty sure Xavier Rhodes is doing really good. And isn't he on the Colts? I'm pretty sure he's shaped up. So, I mean, I'm already just losing my words here. They just got a little bit worse. So 9-7 feels realistic because they did go 10-6 last year. I think the Vikings are still pretty good. I think I can see them go... Yeah, I mean, I was kind of mixed about this one. But, I mean, 9-7 is not bad. 2 games off. But what I originally had at 7-9... That was correct, and I went away with it. And let's look at number 1, of course, is the Green Bay Packers. And I didn't want to be too biased about my own team. Of course, I'm a Packers fan. Yes, that's the Bulldogs logo. I'm a Bulldogs and Packers fan. Long story, but I mean, I didn't want to be biased about my own team, so I wanted to be realistic. 11-5. I gave them a loss to the Vikings, which they actually did lose that game. I gave them a loss to the Bucks. They did lose that game. And I gave them a loss to the Saints, the Niners, and the Bears, and they won all those games. The third game they lost was at the Colts. So this game wasn't bad. Of course, I'm losing 5. They actually lost 3. They went 13-3. You know, I wanted to be realistic. I did not expect the Packers to go 13-3 this year. And I think this one's actually, it's not a bad call. 2 games off. I'm fine with this one. So far in the NFC, not looking too bad. Let's go to our next division, in which we have the Washington Redskins, or at the time the Washington Redskins. Now they're the Washington football team. And they actually went 7-9. So what did I say? This is a bad prediction. Redskins players, other than Adrian Peterson, I probably just have to give up and die because I don't really know if there's anything on the Washington Redskins. Maybe they'll sign Cam Newton, but I highly doubt it. I think they have Kyle Allen. I think they've signed him in the offseason. They do have Montez. That age, well. Now. Dwayne Haskins Jr., they have names, but they need time to work with these names and start building a team. For now, they are stuck down the low, and they'll get... Okay, so that's fair, but I mean, I just didn't expect this team to win 7 games somehow. I think I just counted out their defense. I was only talking about their offense in this video, and because of that, it just kind of went back and bite me. And this is just a bad prediction. I was 5 games off. What's next? And the New York Giants at 7-9.
Go on. Then they have good receivers too. Is it Golden Tate? They have good offensive trios. That's good running back, quarterback, and receiver. And their defense.
Well, okay. So, I mean, Daniel Jones, no. Saquon Barkley, didn't he get injured this year? Yeah, so, I mean, this isn't a bad prediction. I'm pretty sure it was only 1 game off. I'm pretty sure they went 6-10. And wide receivers, do they even have Golden Tate anymore? Golden Tate hasn't been good in years, to be honest, so I don't know why I'm bringing up Golden Tate. This isn't a bad prediction, but I just think what I'm saying doesn't make sense.
Pretty good. They just lost DeAndre Baker for a stupid reason. We all know why. So
Okay, and that was the time when DeAndre Baker got arrested. I don't think DeAndre Baker made a big difference to this team, but that's not a bad prediction. Next one is a good prediction, but also a bad prediction, because I was one of many people who said the Eagles are going to be bad. In my comment section, man, you people were blowing up, Eagles better, they're better, they're better. Well, they actually did worse than what I predicted. They went like 4 wins, so wouldn't this technically on paper be a bad prediction by me? Yeah, I don't think it's a bad prediction, but on the record shows this is a bad prediction. What to say? I want to know what to say.
for the Eagles, and therefore they're just kind of stuck down here now. They're kind of at mediocrity, and I think they'll maybe get better or maybe start to get worse. And it's really time will tell on the Eagles. Will they get better, will they get worse, or will they just get stuck here? And I think for now they're right in the middle of getting better or getting worse.
Yeah, that was probably the worst way I could have said that. I honestly had no clue. I think I was just saying words at that point. I had no clue what to say of the Eagles, but I mean, I guess I just had an instinct in my gut that say the Eagles aren't going to be good this year, and I went with it, and I was correct. So, and then the last team, bad prediction. Okay, cool. We expected this, okay?
Have a great offense. They have, well, who knows we're going to get Dak Prescott, and this dude won't even take $50 million a year, but
That's funny. Well, they do have a good offense. Well, they did, but, you know, Dak Prescott got injured.
Gallup, you got Amari Cooper, you got a new receiver, which I can't name right now. It came from the draft. Is it Jerry?
CD Lamb. I'm pretty sure I said Jerry Jeudy.
I don't remember which wide receiver they drafted. Their defense is still pretty good. Dexter Lawrence, I'm pretty sure, is on the defense.
It's not Dexter Lawrence.
The Dallas Cowboys are still decent. They're still pretty good. They just
I
had a
mean-
slump season. They got a new head coach. They're refreshed.
Okay, no. Mike McCarthy is not a good head coach.
I don't think they'll be once again 13-3. I just think they're pretty decent at 10-6, and I think that's respectable for the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, so, yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I think every word I just said was wrong. You know, Dak Prescott got injured. Mike McCarthy was not really a good head coach. I was just not even naming the players. Their O-line sucks, and I did not mention their defense. Bad prediction. This, I gotta be honest though, getting this, you know, what's it called, division wrong, really doesn't hurt me that much, because no one knew what was going to happen for the division from here to now. I mean, that division ended crazy. How does Washington win the division at 7-9? So, I mean, is this a bad call? Yes, but is anybody else do better than me? Not really. It was hard to say what was going to happen for this division, and I'm actually fine with how it did. Let's go on to the NFC South, where I start with the Panthers, 3-13.
Christian McCaffrey might as well just be named this franchise now. It should be what's it called, Carolina McCaffrey. That's all I can name.
That's
There's
true.
nothing much going on for the Panthers.
And once again, talking about injury, I mean, maybe this team would have been better, but he got injured. And I mean, I think this team won like 3 or 4 games, so I don't remember how good they did. But yeah, that's true.
Run game is good. Who is even their quarterback? I'm not even too sure. Oh, it's Teddy Bridgewater, yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater, yeah.
Has a lot to prove, but I don't think he'll be the answer quite yet. As much as I want Teddy Bridgewater to be good, he can be. I don't see it yet. Keep in mind, keyword,
Yet.
So the Panthers right now, 3-13.
That's not bad.
And the Atlanta Falcons, now this is kind of like my surprise team, because a lot of people are probably going to have this team pretty low as well. But I think that
Okay, so this isn't a bad prediction. The reason I'm going to say this is because the Atlanta Falcons had 8 games this year where they lost by 1 score, and we already know how bad they choked like 1 or 2 of these wins versus the Bucks and the Cowboys. So you got to keep in consideration, if the Falcons could finish these games, man, they would have at least 10 wins this season. So this isn't a bad prediction. It's just the fact that they did not finish. They were good enough to get 9 wins. They just didn't get them. Is this a bad prediction? I believe it is. I'm pretty sure they won like 4 games or something. I don't remember. So, and this on paper is a bad prediction, but I'm not too upset about this one, because in realistic terms, this team was good enough to get 9 wins, and maybe I'll see it next year. So I'm going to skip this one. And next I have the Buccaneers. What do I have to say about Tom Brady and the Super Bowl champions?
But they're still gonna be pretty good. Besides that, I think 10-6 is right because even if Tom Brady is washed, why does it matter? I mean, they went
He's not.
7-9 with Jameis Winston. That's still pretty good. So even if Tom Brady doesn't play really good, does it really matter? Because they've still got Rob Gronkowski, who's also new. They got Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. Their run defense is really good. Their pass defense not so well. They have what they need. I just don't think they're going to be able to beat the #1 team.
Okay, well, of course that that came back and bit me because they did beat the #1 team and they won the Super Bowl. But what I was naming there was right. I mean, as I said, they have good receivers and their run defense and more like their linebackers. I didn't mention Devin White or Levante David because I didn't really know them at the time. But now everybody in America should know them as some of the greatest linebackers in the game because they stepped up big for the defense on the Bucs. So I didn't mention a lot of defense for the Bucs in this case. 10-6 is pretty good prediction. I don't know where it sits on my scale. But, I mean, this is not too bad. And, of course, #1 is the New Orleans Saints. And I'm going 13-3, and I'm pretty sure they went 13-3.
Maintain that record. Drew Brees, just as good as he used to be. Alvin Kamara, I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to think. Michael Thomas. I can name even more names.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is a good prediction. I think they went 13-3 or 12-4. Good prediction. I expect them to be still pretty good. Maybe not next year, but as for that year. And we have one more division to go over, and that is the NFC West. And this one, we're starting with a bad one. This is just...
This is painful. Worse, but I think with the Rams, what really kills them is just everybody's kind of weakened now. Jared Goff was a good quarterback for a time. He's not much now. The receivers are good. They're not much now. Aaron Donald's probably the only person who hasn't really changed that much.
That's true. He won DPOY.
Not the same coach he used to be either. I think everything's just falling apart.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is that I wanted the Rams just to fall into shambles. I'm saying that they're getting worse in every term except Aaron Donald, which you can't really say because their defense was actually really good this year. About Jared Goff, though, it wasn't really long. Jared Goff did regress this year. And, of course, when you don't have a good quarterback, your receivers don't get the attention they need. I don't think Jared Goff played bad. I mean, they made the playoffs. Where'd they go? Like, they went 9-7, 10-6. Bad prediction or whatever not. This one, I looked too much in their defense, and I thought their offense would be trash. I thought this team would be like the Bears, where they just, their offense is garbage, defense good, and, gives them a bad record. Not a good prediction by me. Next one is a pretty good prediction, because I'm pretty sure this is a bullseye.
Anywhere from 7 to 10 wins, and I think I put them right in the middle at 8-8. I think their division is still tough. I think it's going to take time for them to get
is.
better. Larry Fitzgerald's good, but he's an old man. I'm not going to be offensive, but it's not like he's going to do so much. On paper,
I mean, yeah, it's true.
Fitzgerald, what's his name? DeAndre Hopkins. But in reality, it's just DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald's pretty good, but he's not the same he used to be. So DeAndre Hopkins was a good steal. Kyler Murray, I have a lot of faith in him. I don't know how well he's going to play, but I think he can be really good. He can be better than 8-8.
Yeah, that's pretty true. I mean, I got this one right in the money. I thought the division was too tough. This team was just pretty good, but they're fighting in a tough division. And yeah, this one was just a good prediction. Our next one, well, I can't say this is a bad prediction.
Why is that?
I'm not going to listen to it, but the reason why, I still had faith in their defense. Why did they not do good this year? I mean, half their defense got injured. This isn't a bad prediction, but I mean, on the numbers-wise, it will be. It's just, this one just sucks for them because of how much players they lost in defense. And then Jimmy Garoppolo, he regressed a lot too. He was not like a Super Bowl season. He never was like a really good quarterback. He just had a really good starting, defensive line and defensive backs for him. The defensive line and defensive backs I'm talking about, well, they ended up getting injured. So the Niners, they kind of fell in the hospital area, hospitalized zone for this year. And hopefully they'll be back with the same defensive starters they had in their Super Bowl run, which they lost to Kansas City Chiefs. And then the last team we're going to take a look at, which I'm not going to talk too much about. It's not a bad prediction, 11-5. I'm pretty sure they went either 12-4 or 13-3, and I expect them to be pretty good. The one thing that's kind of funny is I started off with 3 L's. I lost the Falcons, the Seahawks, and the Cowboys, and I see them winning a lot of games in the middle of the season. But, I mean, what I got to say about Seahawks, I mean, you have Russell Wilson. I expected them to be pretty good, and, that's just all I have to say about that. So we have all our predictions done. Now, let's go to take a look at this now. And this is the NFC standings, as you can see. Once again, I'm not, mad about these. I think I did pretty good in just the terms of everything. Let's just take a look at you can see the AFC again. And I'm pretty sure if I go to the end, or actually I don't show it, but the yellow is the playoff teams. I've got to get right. So the yellow, you can see the Vikings, Packers, Cowboys, Saints, Bucks, Niners, and Seahawks. Those are the teams I predict to make the Super Bowl. Or not the Super Bowl, the playoffs in the AFC. And if I go to the NFC, or the Sorry, I'm getting this mixed up. This is the AFC. If I go to the AFC, you can see that, if I can pause the video, you can see that the Steelers, Ravens, Bills, Titans, Colts, Chiefs, and Broncos are the teams that predicted to make Super Bowl. Or the playoffs. I don't know why I'm saying Super Bowl. So those are the teams I predicted to make the playoffs. Let's just go back and take a look at all my predictions, and let's just see how good I did it on the scale I created. Alright, so I'm not going to try to take too long on this, but mainly because this video is already over 25 minutes, but I'm going to go over my bullseyes, my goods, my mez, and my bads. As I said, those are the 4 categories I'm going to rate myself. I should have a bar on the top of the screen that should say all this. For the bullseyes, at a total of 5 teams. Those are the Patriots, the Chargers, the Titans, the Cardinals, and the Bears. And for the good category, which was only 1 or 2 games off, I have 17. So that's pretty good. I mean, 17 predictions, only 1 or 2 games off. Basically the same thing. I had the Bills, Raiders, Steelers, Ravens, Browns, Bengals, Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Giants, Seahawks, Packers, Vikings, Lions, Saints, Buccaneers, and Panthers. Let me catch my breath. And for the map predictions, I only had 3. These are 3 to 4 games off, so these are predictions just outside bad and just outside good. Those are the Chiefs, the Eagles, and the Falcons. And for my bad predictions, the ones that are 4+ games out of my prediction range, I had 7. Not too good, but hey, I had a lot of good ones. So those 7 bad ones are the Dolphins, the Jets, the Broncos, Washington, Cowboys, Rams, and Niners. So I should have a bar on top of the screen that has all those numbers up there. And total, 5 bullseyes, 17 goods, 3 mez, and 7 bads. And that's not pretty good. I mean, if you add up my bullseyes and my goods, I had 22 good predictions. That's almost 75% of the league. So, looking back at my regular season predictions, I did pretty good. Now, I did just say regular season mainly because I didn't even go over the playoffs and the postseason awards. I didn't even do that video. And this video is already over 25 minutes. So, if you guys want to see me react to my predictions of my, my awards, such as my MVP awards, what I predicted, and the playoffs, then let me know down below. And yeah, also, this is my first time probably using Facecam since I don't even think I've ever used it. We're not for this channel at least. And just let me know if you guys want me to use this Facecam more often for other videos. It's a lot more work, but it's definitely worth it. And that's it for this prediction video. I'm pretty happy with my predictions, how they ended up going out. I'm going to do another prediction video this year, of course, because I got to get those views. But thank you guys for watching my predictions and my reactions, and I'll see you guys later.